Hey guys, CD here, still in Dignified, still in Seoul, still in South Korea. I don't know what I'm doing next, where I'm going, or how I'm going to get there, but I do know that if you want to experience Seoul at full volume, which I do, you don't start in a palace or a museum. You start with food. And today we went to the Gwangjang market. The moment we stepped in, the air changed. Rows of metal carts, bowls stacked to the ceiling, everybody hustling around with purpose, and we just followed the steam with our nose, and we found the famous knife-cut noodles. These stalls, there's a few of them, but one of them is more famous than the other. You can tell by all the Netflix posters that are on it. It's surrounded by a ring of people. They're all leaning forward like they're watching a street performance. And we finally got in there, and the broth hit us first, then the chili oil, and then suddenly I understood why half the city eats their lunch there. We kept walking. We hit the bindaetok corner. Now, bindaetok, these are the ground mung beans, and right in front of you, they grind them up, and there's no ceremony. It's just a whirl of gears, and they use a batter, and it's loaded straight into the sizzling pans, and the smell of that will pull you in before you even decide to stop. I mean, and if you sit down, be ready. They will feed you until you have to pretend that you're full to get away. And somewhere nearby, there was someone rolling kimbap faster than my brain could even track. I just kept watching this lady put roll after roll after roll. Kimbap is sort of the Korean version of sushi. So every lane feels like it's competing with the next one. And the best part was, just like this podcast, there's no script to follow. I wandered around, I grabbed whatever caught my eye, and I dodged some people and stood in the middle of a bunch of delivery crates. I got sort of chewed out by some old man because I was standing in front of his place where nobody could get. And then I decided to get the garlic boy bread, which was okay. It was garlicky, it was kind of wet with honey, and it was a little expensive. Not my favorite thing that we got that day, but what we did get that I loved was tteokbokki with radish. This is probably the best value in that market, and it's something very different. Tteokbokki is everywhere in South Korea. You find it in like every convenience store, and like it's available for lunch and breakfast and dinner. But with radish, this is the only place that I saw it like that, and it was delicious. Now I want to tell you, every 5 meters, there's something different. And in a city like this, you've got to have that. So moving on, we went from there, we went over to Myeondong. And in Myeondong, the streets are kind of amazing. I mean, there's so many people. We're shoulder to shoulder with all these people moving through. There's storefronts that rise tall. So in this place, you've got all of these like fancy little restaurants that have water dripping from them. Like there's one that rains all day. Even if it's a sunny day outside, it rains there. And they have plants, they have bamboo forest and lanterns and all of these like cool things. There's even a place that we went to called San's where they make coffee that isn't coffee. It's not coffee. They've like made some concoction. It doesn't really taste like coffee, but they say it replaces coffee and it replaces caffeine, but it gives you this kind of jittery buzz that I wasn't crazy about. I wasn't crazy about the coffee either. I like coffee too much to like something called Sans that advertises itself as stop your coffee. Never stop your coffee. And from there, we went ahead and got some more snacks. We lined up and we did not get our orbs scanned by the World Coin orb people, but they were there. And Myeondong is all about tempo. People move fast there. The vendors move fast. And somehow everyone still has the time to sit and grab something to eat, like the salt bread that's there. These croissants that you smell them way before you get there. And you get there and it's like, wow, what is that? And guess what? It's these salty croissants that people are lining up and paying way too much money for, in my opinion, because they're croissant. So a little bit later, night hit, and we decided to stretch out and stay a while. We went back to Hongdae, where I was staying in a hostel, and Hongdae is crazy. Music spills from everywhere. There's side street. There's buskers who treat the sidewalk like their stage. The energy there never asks you for permission. It just happens. There's places where you look up and you see girls doing karaoke in the windows and dancing for the crowd down below. It was crazy. There's cafes, clubs, tiny bars tucked behind murals. It is a maze, but it's the kind of place that you don't really mind getting lost in. And the great thing about Seoul is generally you feel pretty safe here. Now, one thing is Seoul feels very young, even if, like me, you aren't. But you might find some places have a sign like 2040 over the top. And that means if you're not in your 20s to your 40s, you can't come in. Guess what? I can't go in those places. But at some point, after wondering, after having a couple of drinks, we decided that we were going to go get some Korean barbecue. A bunch of friends, we were traveling around together and we went and got it and we sat, we had Korean barbecue, we had some drinks. There was no age limit on that place. Perfect cuts of meat. It was like being barbecued by our friend Min, like it was second nature to him. And the sound of the sizzle and the smell, and it all hit us. And then we did some of those soju bombs. Just a little bit, soju and beer, drink it down, say hello, goodbye, good night, and it's social, it's messy, it's generous, and it hits you every time. Seoul is a place that has plenty of high-tech wonders. It has all these polished views, but the soul of this city is around the tables. It's in the stalls and the street corners and the places where fire and noise and good food and the smells do all of the talking. I'm CD. I'm still here. See you next time.